Sky News. I'm Josie, and presenting with me today is Jade.
On today's news, two young girls charged for manslaughter after a firefighter's death in the salon blaze.
Tea in the Park proves to be successful.
A girl runs away on holiday with a Turkish waiter.
Behaviour in Prudhoe proves to be a large issue for locals.
And death of play star Corey Monteith.
Here's a report I filmed earlier.
Two 15-year-old girls were arrested on suspicion of manslaughter on Thursday the 13th of July. Stephen Hunt was a firefighter, aged 38, and was part of the team responding to the incident at Paul's Hair World in Oldham Street, Manchester. The two girls have been released on bail until September, waiting for further investigation to take place. Police are unaware of how the fire started and are asking anyone with possible information to come forward. The family and the force that knew the firefighter are devastated about his death. The chief officer, Mr. McCoy, said it was far too early to say what had caused the firefighter's death, adding, "It doesn't look like the building collapsed or that he fell through any floors. Other firefighters are not critically injured but still remain in hospital." We asked some people from the area about their views on the situation. Miss Frolic, you are a mother of 4.
That's correct.
How would you feel if it was your child that had been arrested on manslaughter?
Well, I would have to support the police.
So if you found out that your child was definitely guilty, would you report it back to the police?
I think so. If it had caused a death to somebody else and the trauma that the consequences, I think you would probably have to, because you're only saving one person, but all the other people that are suffering, I think probably I would have to. Yes, I would probably have to report them. It's a very difficult one, though.
It is a very difficult situation.
Situation.
What do you think will happen to the girls? Do you think?
Who knows? I mean, if they were just silly, maybe they'll get away with it and they'll understand. As long as they show that they've understood what they've done and the consequences of their actions. It's a learning curve for them as well. Terrible learning curve, but a learning curve regardless.
What would you do if this was your daughter being accused of manslaughter? This is Josie Baxter, reporting for Prudhoe CSI.
Thanks, Josie. Now a report of the Summer Festival of Tea in the Park.
The sun shone and temperatures soared way beyond expectations as the fans enjoyed a wonderful weekend at what was the superb 20th anniversary of Tea in the Park.
Why do you think you haven't been to Tea in the Park before?
I think the main reason is just it clashing with things like work and other holidays and so on. And now I feel maybe I'm getting a little bit too old for something like that.
What sort of atmosphere was it like at Tea in the Park?
Well, Tea in the Park 20 years ago, I think it was one of the first ones, was very subtle. There was lots of people, but it wasn't even an overnight thing. It was just a one-day festival where we partied from 10 in the morning till midnight.
Did you go to Tea in the Park this year?
Yes, I did.
What was the experience like? Best bit, worst bit?
It was amazing. The best bit was seeing James Arthur because I love him. Oh my god, he's just perfect. But the worst part was the amount of alcohol that was consumed. It made things a bit, weird.
So would you go again next year?
Yes, I would.
However, with the success of the festival comes sport, as there were 57 arrests and 850 people seeked medical attention. Despite this, there were 85,000 fans present, making it the largest music festival in Scotland. Jeff Ellis said, "It's been an incredible year, and what a way to celebrate our 20th anniversary." Thank you.
Thanks for that, Simon. We now have a report by Fergus.
For what seemed like the end of a lovely holiday in Marmaris, Turkey, for single mother Rhonda, aged 39, this took a turn for the worst when his 16-year-old daughter Faye had supposedly went missing with a Turkish waiter she had met a year prior. Faye had planned to stay in Marmaris for 8 weeks with her grandmother Jackie Armstrong, aged 68, who happens to live there. But when Rhonda wanted Faye to return to the northeast, she supposedly fled with 22-year-old Murat Kanatani. And now passing over to Fergus Shirtsier, who will interview the general public.
Oh, hello. What's your view on the 16-year-old girl running away with the Turkish waiter?
Well, it'd probably be acceptable maybe if she was 18, because she's an adult.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, she can run away doesn't matter that he's Turkish, he could be English, Scottish, Zimbabwean, I don't know.
Go.
She was too young to run away at such a young age with someone that she, I presume, doesn't know. Should have planned this and not run away.
Breaking news. Earlier on in the show, we informed you of 16-year-old Faye being supposedly missing with 22-year-old Turkish waiter Murat Kanatani. We've now been informed that they were found 35 miles away from the holiday resort in which she was staying at. They were found at 11 a.m, apparently trying to hitch a ride, and supposedly Faye had said to her friend that she was very threatened by him, and he had apparently tried to convince her that she did want to be there, and in fact she didn't. This is Faith Hodgson reporting from Prudhoe CSI News. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Fergus. Now, a local story that's affecting many.
The question that everyone has been asking is Prudhoe really rougher than it badges behind? Prudhoe's had an increase in illegal BMXing, drug taking and drinking. These residents have had this to say.
All these kids around Prudhoe, it's making life really hard. It's really unnerving.
I think the Prudhoe drug levels in the past year or so has definitely increased, especially when you walk through Prudhoe Front Street. It's sort of like 11 o'clock at night.
However, an increase in police patrols and youth workers has helped cut down these numbers and improve Prudhoe's image. New statistics have come in to show that Prudhoe is on the decrease for crime-wise, but it is still a major topic to be discussed.
Thank you, Alec. Now, for a tragic report on the death of Corey Mundy.
Shock and devastation rushed through the entertainment world this Saturday when former Glee actor Corey Monteith, aged 31, was found dead in the Fairmont Pacific Rim Hotel. Staff came to his room after he had failed to check out that morning. Fellow Glee star Dot Marie Jones, who plays football coach Shannon Beast on the hit Fox show, took to Twitter saying, "I have no words, my heart is broken." She said Monteith was a hell of a friend. Many other celebrities also paid their condolences to the Glee star. The cause of his death is currently unknown, but Monteith has previously admitted to struggling with drugs before and voluntarily put himself into rehab April of this year. Over to Harriet Morton reporting from the Fairmont Pacific Rim Hotel.
Monteith was due to marry his co-star Lee Michelle just 2 weeks after he was found in his room at this hotel. Michelle's PR agency have asked that everyone kindly respects Lee's privacy during to this devastating time.
Love Glee, Corey Monteith. Oh my, he is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm gutted.
What do you think will happen in the future for Glee?
I think they'll continue because, I mean, it's a franchise. It is fantastic. It's pushing performing arts to the very front of everyone's imaginations. Everyone is wanting a part of Glee. It will continue, no doubt about that.
What do you think will happen to Glee in the future?
I'm hoping they'll continue, but obviously without him it'll be a lot different because he is such a vital character. I'm sure the writers of Glee can probably bring something out and sort a new plot out, etc. How do you feel about your cousin's death?
I mean, Corey was like not just a cousin, he was my best friend, and it's a tragedy that he's had to go so soon, before his time. He's just sort of left all of us and his fiancée. It's a horrible thing to have to deal with. I think it'll take time. I mean, I'd can ask just people to be respectful and leave us just to heal and get better over time.
Hopefully Glee will carry on, but it'll never be the same without Corey. This is Harriet Morton reporting for Prudhoe CSI News. Good night.
Thanks for reporting that tragic story, Elsa.
Breaking news, we've all been witness to some shocking events here at school this week. We're going to move over to our court reporter to hear more about the case currently in court here.
Okay, so now moving on to what we think we know about the suspect. Firstly, Jess. We knew she ran from the crime scene with blood on her hands. And she claims she didn't know about Luke and Siobhan's relationship. She's also good friends with Alex and best friends with Siobhan. She knew that Luke was going to ask her to marry him, and she was the one that found Siobhan dead. She was in Prudhoe with Luke at the time of the murder, and she may not have known about Luke.
However, not only has the murder been shocking, but the behaviour of the police in dealing with the media too.
The police have had an unnecessary and unprofessional attitude towards the media in the past few days, harming them in ways which was totally unnecessary, causing not only Siobhan to be the victim in the past few days, but the media too. A lot of the time, they did not even have cameras, and they refused to listen to us when we were simply in public areas.
Were you there when you saw the incident of the police and Fergus?
Yes, I was. I saw the police standing around Fergus in a circle, and then pour water over him, and then the next thing I know, Fergus was like, "Oh."
Experienced anything with the police?
Yes, I have. More specifically, they all had wooden canes, and they were like beating the media to try and like get them out of their area, even if we weren't in their area. So I've got like marks on my legs and stuff like that, and on my arms and bruises and stuff from when I got beaten by the police, which I think is highly unnecessary. So, yeah.
What do you think of the police acting in this way?
I think it is disgraceful. I don't think they should have done that because we weren't harming them in any way. Fergus didn't even have a camera on him, so there was nothing for them to do that.
So the jury are out now, and the victim is in. Let's hope they got the right person.
Well, no person's actually been arrested, but the person they had arrested on suspicion of murder has now been released. Tune in next week. Bye from me.
And from me.